each weekly calls is an opportunity for everyone to express themselves and ask questions. So feel free to join the stage.
Yeah, welcome all. From my side, I'm Julian. I'm the co-founder of The Quest. We co-created this Dropouts Camp with a few friends, including Augustin, and with people from The Quest team. Like we said many times, we really believe that the future leaders of tomorrow will be ambitious dropouts. So the idea of this place is to create a safe place for them. So welcome here. If everyone wants to present themselves, there's always new people here, so feel free. I know, Ari, you're here. Maybe you can introduce yourself and ask somebody else to introduce himself after.
Yeah, okay, that's a good idea actually. So my name is Harry. I'm a co-founder. I co-founded Wingme with Quest. And yeah, we've gone through a go-to-market phase fairly recently, just a few weeks ago. We're still in it. And yeah, happy to be here with everyone. Happy to see so many people here, like more than 10 people, like pretty good stuff. So I guess I would like Emre to introduce himself next.
Hello guys. Let me try to open the camera. Yeah. Oh, it's too bright. Hello. It's great to see almost 20 people here this week. I was able to come here last week or 2 weeks ago. I don't remember when the last one was. I'm not a dropout, as Julian said. There are places for us as well, I guess. I'm trying to improve myself in the front end, especially React. I try to make useful apps for people. I'm not extremely knowledgeable about the software as a service part or go-to-market parts of the equation, but I'm here to learn so many great people from you. That's about it. And I don't know how to pronounce it. Gaetan. I can throw the ball at you. Did I pronounce it right?
Yeah, you can pronounce it whatever you want. In English, it's hard to pronounce, but in French, it's Gaetan. But yes, in English, I have been pronounced like many different ways, so I'm okay with it. So yeah, nice to meet you all. So I'm Gaetan. I'm the co-founder and CMO of superhot.com. I have been an entrepreneur for almost 15 years now, or maybe a little less, but almost. And yeah, so I'm really proficient with marketing, especially paid advertising and CRO, like conversion rate optimization. And I'm also a software engineer, so I know to code on the JS stack with Next.js, React, and things like that, Node. Yeah, so basically, but my main stuff for now at least is marketing, and I will be glad to help you with all your strategies and everything I can do to help you scale your SaaS. On our end, we gone from 0 to almost 2 million in annual recurring revenue now. So mainly using paid advertising and also a bit of content on YouTube and things like that. But yeah, if I can help you with anything, please let me know.
Awesome. And Mehdi is here. The king, Mehdi.
Yeah, thanks for the invite. Yeah, so for presentation, I'm Mehdi, one of the co-founders of TagU, a tool to boost collaboration and communication between teams on the web. I've been a part of this Discord community for almost more than a month right now, and it's really good to be here. I'm also the founder of Skyring, a newsletter, and yeah, I'm sharing my journey building my SaaS and my newsletter on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram for now. So yeah.
Me, I was curious, like Mehdi, just why Skyring, like your newsletter and your community? Why like this name? Do you have any like storytelling behind it?
I do think that this name is coming from one of the movies that I watched, and that was really enjoyable. But I'm always in this mood of taking names that I find on some series or movies that I watch on the internet. So actually, this name is coming from the series The 100. So it was the name of a planet. So I just took it and turned it into the name of my community and my newsletter.
Awesome. And I can relate it to this. Like my company name is like my favorite song. It's Long String Running from Adobe Browser, and so I can relate it to creating a name and branding around something you like. And I think it make it personal. So yeah, really like it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you can also find really good inspiration by looking at movies. We have one question in the chat. What are your learnings, Guy, regarding go-to-market?
I think it's good to start with the experience we face with Wingmay. Maybe, Harry, you have some learnings to share about this, as we are currently in go-to-market. I think it can be relevant.
Yeah, absolutely. So, regarding when we go to market, we took an interesting choice, which was to go to market while also building the product. So this way, we could save time and also apply any suggestions you have very fast. So this worked out pretty well. So I guess a lesson would be that maybe go to market before you even have like a full product ready. It's going to save you time and make your product better, faster. So I guess like that's also saving you time. That's like something we really targeted. And then in terms of like the exact strategy, we focused on LinkedIn because our audience is on LinkedIn. So it makes sense to focus on the platform in which your audience hangs out the most. We make a product for an outreach tool for LinkedIn users. So that's where our users are. So we focused there. Then we also had like two like top of funnels, I guess. So the first one was LinkedIn, and then the other was our landing page. And from there, we have right now a CRM where every customer ends up with an automation. And from there, we also decided to get them into calls with me and Julian. So this way, we could really nurture them, get that feedback, and start applying it as soon as possible. Really be close to them. So another lesson, I guess, is to get your first like few hundred users or even less, and really try to give them the best experience possible. Listen to them, etc. These will be the people who are the most excited about what you're building and the ones that can help you the most. So these are the lessons off the top of my head so far.
I have a question about your strategy you used, because I followed it a little bit. I am inside the WhatsApp group of Wingmai, so I have seen a little bit what you did, and also I followed Julian a lot. So yeah, I have seen a lot of stuff that you did that was interesting to me. The first thing is that you had a landing page, like a fake it landing page, as Julian told me it was, where you have like product design already done and like everything was great. But your product, in fact, was more like scrappy, I would say, design-wise. There was one functionality working almost greatly, but yeah, there was a fake it until you make it version and the real version, basically. And then you had the waiting list and the group of WhatsApp users. And then I haven't done it yet, but I see that you are starting to onboard people, like telling them they can book call with you and things like that. So, and that is very interesting to me because on my end, I guess it's maybe from perfectionist or having fear of not doing great stuff, and like I don't know if it is, but you are like amazing at it. Like you launched the product really fast with I would say like one or two functionalities. Even if the design was not perfect, you launch it anyway, and then you get feedback from users. So yeah, it was interesting to see from the exterior, and also talking with Julian and see what you were doing. And I want to know like what is if you have like tips for doing that like on scale, basically like being able to launch fast like this and just go to market even though it's not perfect yet, and like being able to generate demand even if it's not perfect. Basically, it's so funny when you do it. I'm really impressed by how you do all that.
Okay, so thank you very much for the nice words. First of all, I would say that it's mostly an obstacle you place on yourself rather than users being not liking it. So what I mean by that is that as what you mentioned is very true. Like the landing page, it doesn't have the same design with a SaaS product if you go and try it out. But to be honest, like I've taken more than 10 calls already and no one really even mentioned it. I don't think they really care. And that's something I also had to figure out because just like you initially, I was very much a perfectionist and I was afraid to get out there, etc. Julian though like pushed me as good founders do. And yeah, like we got out there. People didn't really mention it. They were like fine with it. They were very excited about the product. Regarding the feedback, the things we ask during the calls, they're pretty simple questions, but there are some there that you really have to ask because they give you a lot of value. So, for example, things like what's their profile like? Are they freelancers? Are they agencies? So we can figure out what type of users we're dealing with. And this will help us later on to shape the features, the pricing of the product, etc. Other things we care about is that we ask them what's their day-to-day job, what they do daily. So perhaps they do something that we haven't thought about. So this could be a potential feature, etc. And then many of them, even like if you don't ask them explicitly, they will tell you first thing first. Oh, by the way, I'm doing this. Could you like automate this somehow, etc. So we keep note of those. So far, everything has been great, honestly. And again, I'm glad we didn't like put the pressure on ourselves or like limited ourselves to being perfect because like I was about to go this way, but Julian helped out quite a bit with this. So I don't know if Julian has anything to add.
I think everything is very interesting and there's definitely a lot of learnings to take from it. And I think one of the main learning behind it is that the go-to-market, we made it from day one. It wasn't like we have the product market fit, and now we go to market, and now we go to make it. No, we decided to go to market in the same times that we decided about the idea, we decided about the features, etc. And actually, the go to market make us made the good choice in terms of features, in terms of roadmap, in terms of prioritization. And what was interesting is that the first vision and product vision of Wingme that we discussed and we imagine with Harry is not the one we have right now, because of course after talking with 500 people who were our potential customers, we understood some elements that we didn't took into account and that we didn't imagine. And so this whole process of go-to-market was about talking to potential customers to make sure we were aligned with the market and with their needs to make the best products we can, And so because of this, we had to fake it until you make it. We had to talk about things that wasn't existed right now, and it was kind of funny. We posted on Twitter and LinkedIn some things that we didn't add, so we had a lot of traction and people who wanted to get access. But I have like some funny anecdotes. For example, one of my first things that I was saying to not provide the things that we were talking about, but that wasn't real. It's that it wasn't scalable for all people that was asking for the system, and that the system broken, and that we have to now to make it more scalable for all people who were asking for. And even on the call right now, we are onboarding people, but the tool is not finished. And when we do demo call, sometimes we have several strategy, but one strategy is to say like, the demo is not working right now. We are working on it this afternoon, so maybe I will show you the Figma right now, and we can collect the feedback, And it's just about collecting the feedback, and you don't need exact version of the live working version to collect feedback, And so I think like it's very like go to market during the process to create the product is a game changer to go in the right direction. And even if you have to lie, fake it until you make it, you have to do it for your success at some point.
Yeah. So if I understand well, your process is basically you first have a vision of a product that you think will be the great product for your audience. Then you create a landing page and like some design showing the product as it will be if it was finished. Then you create some sort of waiting list or something like that, and generating demand with social network and content and things like that, a cold outreach maybe and things like that, where they go on the waiting list. Then you create some sort of fast MVP, which just maybe one or two features, like very scrappy, but at least you have like something to show, and then you start to onboard people. And the onboarding phase is not necessarily to make sales and like have paying users, but just to get feedback and like show the first prototype. And then, okay, we have that vision, we build that, and you see where people, yes, but that feature, where it is, it's what is interesting me, or something like that. Like you have interaction like that, and it gives you actual feedback on what you need to build next, instead of like spending 6 months creating the perfect product and then nobody cares about it, basically. So, exactly. And I knew like on the theoretical level that it was the thing to do, basically, to avoid making the bad stuff, like spending 6 months on a project and not having built something that is great. But seeing it actually done by someone factually, like you are doing it, it's amazing to see, basically, because it's easy to understand on a theory level that you need to fake it until you make it, like get feedback and things like that. But I'm impressed by you seeing it live, like, basically, because on my end, even if SuperHot evolved over time, it wasn't done like that. So I was always afraid, like, if I launch a scrappy product or something that is not like really polished and really made for the users and perfectly like having a perfect product market fit, that it will completely failing to generate demand and things like that. But the way that you are doing it, it's incredible, guys. Like you, but basically you put a real, like, in reality, what I know it theoretically is the way to do, but it's nice to see it done live, basically. So congrats.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Little question. Like you said that you know how to code with Next.js, etc. So, like, are you primarily a coder, or like did you have a coding job? Just out of curiosity.
So first, when I was young, I learned to code like really young, and I started my journey as an entrepreneur as a marketing agency where I built websites for people, and like it was just PHP stuff in the old days with WordPress and things like that. But then I figured out that a lot of people didn't wanted website, they wanted clients. So I had to learn marketing, and I learned like Facebook ads and things like that in like 2010, 12, and started to do paid advertising. And then I put a lot more focus in paid advertising. But then recently, what happened is that in the last probably 2 to 3 years, I found that I was, even though I knew how to market stuff and like generate demand and things like that, you need a product. If you don't have a product, you like, and that's why I put inside the survey that was generated inside the group, where it was asking what is more important, marketing or development. I think that either you need to find a co-founder that is a great software engineer and you're a great marketer and you do a combo that works. Or even better, I would be like even more powerful. I thought if I was able to do both. So being able to build products, market them and sell them, I think you become like unstoppable.
Thanks for the insight. And Mehdi, we have a question for you. Elliot, he would love to hear about your go-to-market strategy for TagU. Do you have some insight for us?
Yeah, I do have. And the go-to-market strategy, like we started it since we started building the tool. It was actually like a reverse launch. So we pre-sold the tool and then we started building it. And then right now we will slowly go to the markets. Unfortunately, like TagU is a Chrome extension, so we don't have the ability of making people testing it easily. Because actually what we are doing is that we are sharing like a small folder with and they have to actually set up it. So this is actually really hard to get the feedbacks. So we try to filter it as much as possible. For the go-to-market strategy, we actually planned this with the team some days ago. And first of all, we will start by a soft launch. So we won't scream everywhere that we are launching. We will first of all try to get the first MRR because we already have paid users, but we don't have like an MRR for now. All the money that was generated is simply like a lifetime deal. So to go on the market, it will be a soft launch. We will first of all get like the 5 to 10 paid customers and talk a lot with them, collect the feedbacks and try to update everything and make the app like really good for them. And then we will continue by getting more clients until we have like a stable user base, and then we will start promoting it on socials. So on Instagram, on X, and on LinkedIn. We will go with a soft launch. Then we will then depending on the results, we will go on a public launch and basically scream it everywhere. So yeah. This is like the shortened version of the go-to-market.
And Mehdi, I saw that you were posting, and you were posting quite a lot even before I started reaching you. Is it part of your go-to-market strategy to post this kind of content and with this type of regularity? Sorry, is it part for your go-to-market strategy, or is it just like for your personal branding generally?
It's for both of them. The social media is what allowed me to get like the first early adopter at TagU. Even though I didn't have a big audience, like I was between 100 and 200 followers. Same for my teammates. So yeah, I actually like speed up these days on content creation on X and LinkedIn, also Instagram. But yeah, it's a part of the go-to-market strategy because I saw a lot of people like recently on my own community. I got someone telling me that he actually launched his SaaS, and I asked them if he had users to launch for, and he simply answered no. He didn't even have free users. So this was mainly because he didn't have any audience. He posted this on social media and barely no traction. So I'm really scared of that, and this is why I keep growing my audience on many different platforms, from blogging to social media posting to community. I try to diversify and keep on the quality of the posts. It's also for my personal branding because I think it's very important these days. A business is very hard to grow without this personal branding.
When you execute your go-to-market strategy, how do you prioritize your user feedback?
First of all, we won't provide the extension for everyone. We will really filtrate the users as much as possible. I recently told explicitly no to some people that wanted to access the lifetime deal and access the Chrome extension, because it's simply not possible for us. It's very hard to keep up to provide this Chrome extension, because as I told, we just launched it on the Chrome store. Now we are waiting for the Google confirmation, but at this time it's very hard to provide this Chrome extension. So the user feedbacks will be attended depending on how it is important to be if it's bug, we will correct it depending on how it's urgent to solve it. And if it's small UI or UX updates, this will be kept till the end. And on how to collect the feedbacks, we will actually we are sharing Trello board with some 5 early adopters, and they are tracking everything. So we update the bugs that we still have to solve, and we also allow them to post new bugs that they encounter. So yeah, this is how we will.
You focus on the people who have the more needs or who want desperately your tool, right?
We focus on people that will maybe give us a lot of valuable feedbacks. Okay. So, for example, non-tech people, we avoid that because they simply don't know how to use the software. Okay. So we actually aim developers, because they simply know how to use it. If they see a bug on how to add the Chrome extension, they will try to correct it before getting to us and trying to make us solve this problem. Because non-tech people, they will simply not know how to take folder and place it on the Chrome extension section. So yeah, we focus on people that know how to use the software and that will provide valuable feedbacks.
Okay, and Harry, can you give us some insight about how you prioritize user feedbacks?
Oh yeah, like I had my name, but it was so unlucky because at that time my iPod died.
Okay, I just asked you how do you prioritize user feedbacks during your go-to-market strategy?
Okay, yeah. So before we get into that, I really like Mehdi's idea regarding giving access to your Trello to your area adapters. I think that's like very smart because you already have the Trello to track bugs for yourself, so you just share it to the people who are the most interested in, and then you don't have to update them manually on what's going on. So yeah, that's like something I'm gonna look for to implementing with me as well. So yeah, thanks for that. And then how do we prioritize feedback? That's very interesting. So right now we get feedback. We're lucky enough, I guess, that the feedback we get is pretty much the same across most people. So many people ask for the same thing. This makes our life easier, of course. And then regarding how do we prioritize that kind of feedback, we pretty much account for like try and say, okay, like how long is it going to take, and if it's in line, and like how long it's going to take, and also like how do I say that? If it aligns with the vision we have and the things we know already. So it can't be something that steers the ship too far to the right or to the left. And yeah, like pretty much that's mostly it. But yeah, we also take into account like feedback that's a bit more unconventional. We just don't prioritize it, and if we hear other people mention it again and again, so then we understand, okay, maybe we should go there. So yeah, aligning with the vision and also not taking too much time to implement. That's pretty much it.
You say something very important that I want to mention is like align with the vision. It's so much true. Like you can get a lot of feedback, but at the end, it's your vision, it's your conviction, and you have to trust it. Of course, you have to take the market feedback on the reality of the things. But if people say, "Oh, your tool is good," but I was searching for this kind of feature and this kind of tool, if it's not on the scope and the vision you have to say no also. And sometimes it's difficult to say no, and even more when you don't have a lot of customers, feedback, etc. So I think this idea of being aligned with the vision, the conviction, etc., is extremely important. It's I think the more challenging at some point, because at the end you will get feedbacks from people from your network, from people who will get free access, etc. But right now, how you gonna manage the one that are linked to your vision and the one that are completely differing and not necessarily, So yeah, good point.
Yeah, and like it's quite hard, right? Because like in YC, the first thing they say is like, listen to your users, and that's of course very true and very good. But like you also have to align with the vision, because if you don't have a vision, you're not really going anywhere. Yeah, it's a tough thing to get right, I guess. We're doing our best.
So when you do the onboarding and you get feedback and everything, for WingMy, have you started to charge people for the solution or not yet?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not yet. Next week, we're like gonna release it with charging, etc.
And as you are doing like sales call, I guess that you will experiment with your pricing and like split test stuff and like see how you can, or far you can go with pricing. But yeah, how do you? Yeah, basically, if you could like elaborate on the process you have in mind for how you will go, because right now, as I described, you started with like the fake it until you make it, waiting list, trying to get attention, and then onboarding phase where you start to get feedback and early users. What are the next steps for you guys? What do you envision will be the next step, and how you will go from there?
Okay, yeah, good question. So as you said, we really have this fake it till you make it kind of way. But in the meantime, while we're building the actual product, we know that we can build it. It's in the process of manifesting itself. So this week, I'm implementing the code for what we call the flow, which is the main feature of the application, to be done by the end of the week. So next week, we're going to start charging. Like there will be a complete MVP that can add value, etc. And we've been very careful regarding having a roadmap that is very incremental. So we made the promise we make is that, okay, we're going to start by recommending you some actions, things to do, like give you information. And then incrementally, we're going to stack automation steps on top of that. So things that you would normally do yourself in the beginning, later on are going to be automated. So this really allows us to deliver value while also maintaining a consistent roadmap. So incrementally adding bit by bit. So this way we're moving, and we also have a product to give. So the value is going to increase since things are getting more automated, and that's pretty much it. Like, we're going to release next week, and we're going to take it from there bit by bit.
As they will get the tool, in their hand and the value increasing, it will basically be a free period of using the tool to become addict, and to after pay for it. And we wanted to wait to get the MVP for the all features, because we definitely have an MVP right now, but it's for the CRM in-app view and the system of getting icebreakers, but not for the flow, which is the main value of the tool. So we wanted to wait to get this, that we will get at the end of this week. And like Harry said, give value, make it accessible for free, and after saying, if you want to continue getting this value, let's pay for it.
So basically, you create an MVP and then you build incrementally on it based on your vision and the feedback that you receive. And once you attain a point where all the main features that you think will add value to people are here, at least as an MVP, maybe not perfect, maybe there is still bugs and things like that, but at least you have a base that is done. Then you tell people, okay, it works, you love it, now pay for it, basically. And I had a question also for you, Harry, because it made me think about it. So Julian told me that you are a great engineer, and I will want to ask you, how do you think about all the tech stuff, like the base of your app? Because you can go really fast and like code fast and like maybe use things that won't scale and things like that. But how do you do that balance between creating a strong infrastructure that will be okay to have like maybe a few thousand users, and at the same time keep shipping fast, and every day, every week you ship new stuff and people see that it goes fast? So
yeah, okay, this is like a very good question actually, because it's a thing that most startups face, and sometimes they go too much on one side or the other side, from what I've seen so far. So this is like mostly a software engineering question, and it comes down how do you build things fast while also making them scalable. So in software, like, you have a few things. So it's mainly like, let's call them backend layer, which consists of the database and the backend code, and then there is also the UI layer, right? So the backend layer, like the database, as like the more on the back it is, like database is as backend as it gets because it has roots, etc. You really want to focus your time there, because it's a thing that touches on many things across the code base. So a database can a certain piece of data can be called from many API endpoints. And so, like, you don't really want to change that, because if you change that, you're going to have to change this code in so many other places. So since it's very lots of pieces of code rely on that, you don't want to change it many times. So you put time in there, you have to do it. So that's something that you do. And then regarding like the next step, which is not like it's still backend, but you can change it more easily, is like your backend code, so API endpoints, etc., which can also service multiple UIs. So like you could have an iOS app or like a web app, and they could both be hitting the same API endpoint. So you don't want to change it as much, but it's more flexible than your database. So the next thing you do is focus there, and then also like last but and least, actually, it's a UI, which like the colors, the margin, etc. You can change it like just like that, and it won't affect the backend code or the database. So the more independent something is, the less time I like to spend on it. Like, to be honest with you, little secret, for the UI of the WingMe app, 80% is from ChatGPT. Like, I didn't even bother with the CSS, and let me make this pretty. I didn't care. Okay. Of course, this is going to change. But yeah, like that's pretty much it, and that's where you're gonna get the most feedback. Users are going to be like, I would like this to be there, or like, why don't you have this campaign view there? There are so many intricacies in the UX that you don't even think about. People are going to tell you about them, which is a good thing, and you're gonna have to change it anyway. So it doesn't really matter. That's about it. And then there's like also like what kind of tech you might choose to build something. I don't want to get too much into it because like this will turn into Harry's TED talk about tech stuff. Like I can send you a message perhaps and elaborate more there to not like take everyone else's time.
What I think that you explained is that to be able to go to market first and also being able to ship fast, you need to, but at the same time creating something that is scalable. You focus first on things that won't, like you can change like that. So a database schema or things like that, you need to think in advance and not screw up stuff later. So yeah, think about it, take the time to build it correctly, choose the right tech stack because you won't change like from Next.js to Django or whatever in like a heartbeat. So choose the tech stack wisely, then choose the database wisely and focus on it. Then database, like backend code, you can change it, but at least write clean code and things like that so it's maintainable and things like that on the backend. And on the front end, you can simply use a template or whatever, or ChatGPT or whatever. It will change anyway, so don't focus too much attention on design and things like, stuff like that. Focus on the functionality and the core stuff, and then for the design and other elements, you can spend less time on it because it will change anyway. So yeah, I think it's important because it's part of the go-to-market strategy. If you can ship fast and you can build stuff really fast and iterate fast and things like that, you will attract more users and you will be able to adapt to the demand and things like that. So very interesting. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, in the chat, I sent a little, like, it's not a link, but it's v0.dev, which is from Vercel. And what it does is that it's ChatGPT, but what it outputs, it's React component, I think. Yeah. You probably know it, but it's very useful.
Yeah, it's great. But it was in alpha before you have to subscribe, and I wasn't able to get to the beta, but it was amazing to see the demo they did. Like, build me a chat UI like in 3 lines and the stuff. Build the whole components. And, not bad. Yeah.
But you know, guys, what you say, Ari, is very interesting. And to be honest, when we started working with Ari, I was surprised because it was, maybe I'm a noob. I know how to code, but I'm not like the best dev here. But it was like starting by making the backend and working on like all the technical stuff that we don't see. And I was, but bro, look at this Figma I've done. Like it's so cool, it's so smooth, etc. And he was like focusing on the technical things that we wasn't very seeing. And he told me like, good developer always start with the backend, and it's very interesting because at some point I think UI and UX mostly for B2B project and product, it's not what will bring the wow effect. The wow effect is about like what you will get from the tool, what is the value behind it, and if the UI and the UX is your value proposition, you have lost the game, you know. Like the value proposition of Wingme is about getting meetings. And so I think with Ari, from day one, we got this cool Figma and this well-designed Figma that we needed to fake it until you make it, the landing page, the video, etc. But when we started working on the product, we decided, and Ari took the decision to make it very like simple as fuck, you know, to just like get the features work and try to get this wow effect by the feature itself, you know. And so I think it's definitely a good learning tool on the product development side, you know, to not just like focusing on making the best UI and UX experience at first in B2B, again, because in consumer B2C it's quite different, but not need to have like the perfect UX and UI experience at first, but focusing on the value proposition that will give your tool, you know. And that's a good point, I think.
And Ari, OpenAI doesn't stop to ship new features. How do you protect yourself from the new announcement? Because I saw on Twitter and everywhere, many founders are afraid to build on top of GPT or OpenAI because of it. yeah, how do you protect yourself?
Yeah. Okay. That's a very nice question too. So there are two things basically. Which the first one was the idea. Like if you start with something that can be done by OpenAI, like you're gonna lose pretty much because they are going to copy you. It's not like 100% certain, but it's a good more odds aren't stacked in your favor. Let's say that with Winmay, like the main thing we have is that OpenAI is not going to launch a Chrome extension to perform actions on your behalf on LinkedIn and Twitter, etc. This is not something like companies like them do. They're not focused on this, so we're playing on a different market. First of all, we made sure of that. And the second one is since we're playing on a different market, the data we're going to have is going to be very much about how you can sell well and how you can make people buy your product, get a meeting with you, etc. So even if OpenAI, like they're huge, they're getting so much data, etc. In the long term, we will be getting so much data too, which is like specific data regarding sales, and I think we're going to have the advantage of that. But again, like I don't think that OpenAI will try to compete with Winmay because it's a lot of headache, try to maintain an extension, LinkedIn changes their code, and you have to fix it to automate the thing, and then you go on Twitter, etc. Like, I don't think they're going to bother with it. That's pretty much it.
For OpenAI, I don't see them like creating something like Winmay, but other founders, like people who want to start a startup, it's true that, as Augustin said, like you have many SaaS that are launching right now that are based on OpenAI models or like other AI models, and they build on top of it to create functionality. But how do you plan to create a defensive mode for Winmay to be able to make sure that not another like team of 3 dev create a similar like see the functionality, see okay, so it worked, they scrap that, then they use they cannot prompt, they maybe like how do you say that, like created a custom model on OpenAI to be able to sell well, and then I create a new UI on it, and I can launch the same thing and get the same user, cut in half the price, whatever, like stuff like that. How do you make sure that stuff like that don't happen? So firstly, what you do isn't easy, so not all people in the world can do it anyway, but some other can. So how do you plan to create a defensive mode about that?
Yeah, good point. So as you said, it's not the easiest thing to build. There is a lot of things going on. So that's a good one first. Then there is also going to be like our brand. So even if you have the two companies who do the same thing, with branding, if one has a different story than the other one, people are going to be attracted to that story. And, it attracts different people. So, we're going to take a portion from this kind of demographic, I guess. Then the third one, actually, it's the fact that we're also going to focus, as soon as possible on creating our own custom LLM. This is something that I have in the back of my mind. On the weekends, I go and research about, AI, etc. And, it's something that I'm really looking into. We're going to have our own model ASAP. As long as we start getting data, we're going to be getting so much data regarding sales that we're going to be able to train our own model and make it very, very, very good. So I don't think many people are going to be able to catch up with that if they start months later than after us. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And also I guess what comes next is product value. We're going to expand into many platforms, and this is also something that if you want to catch up to, you have to do a lot of work, etc. So those few things, I think they're going to keep us pretty well and far ahead. Hopefully, famous last word.
and Gaetan,
so when you say
I wanted to add, at the end, Harry and we are welcoming competitors. If they can help us educate the markets, competitors is well good. At the end, what will count is the defensive mode we have with the list Harry told, but also the product experience at the second time, and the marketing force we will create, but competitors we have some, and it's good. And hopefully, if we do a great job, we will add another one and another one and another one. Because of course, when you have like a business which is successful, it brings all the mercenaries who are here for the opportunistic business. But with Harry and Wingmei, we have a strong vision all around like AI relational stuff, and this nobody can take this vision and this conviction, you know. And that's I think the main defensive mode. You know, it's like the roadmap and the vision behind it, and that's again the importance of vision.
Okay. And when you say you plan to create your own LLM, do you mean like fine tuning existing LLM, or you want to like create a whole LLM because that requires a lot of money to do so, and a lot of
that's why the quest is here, bro.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good question. Again, like so many good questions today. I'm very happy to be here. So there, like I've investigated this like the previous week. So there are many levels you can go. So like the first and the easiest one is to use OpenAI, get what you want out of a good prompt, etc. Fine tune their model a bit. Then the second one is to fine tune an already existing LLM, so like Llama 2 or Mistral 7B. Then the third one is to create your own LLM from scratch, which it will get easier. Like I believe it's like so far we've been seeing the cost to train one go down quite a bit. So I think it's going to continue, and we're going to get like bold prediction, but like in 5 years, I feel like you will be able to train your own like Llama 2 from scratch in your home computer, just like you can build an app with Next.js right now. So yeah, I feel like the costs are going to be low enough for us to train our own LLM. And then even going, you know, like a bit more sophisticated, I guess, perhaps LLM is not like even the solution long term for something like this, because what we've been seeing lately, or not lately, it's been known from the start, is that LLMs are pretty much an algorithm that predicts the next character in a sequence of characters. So it's just statistics. It's very good. Turns out many things we humans do come down to statistics and simple prediction of characters. But like this has a fundamental flaw. Like the kind of science is flawed in this regard, because it allows for a lot of hallucination. So the AI is not like really smart. It can't actually reason. Perhaps LLMs is not even the solution, and we're gonna have to go even deeper than that. But yeah, I'm not really concerned. I feel like we're going to be able to train our own model, and even if it's like some other model like Mistral, and we fine tune it, since it's going to be so much from our since it's going to have so much from our data, I think this is already a very good mode. So yeah,
that's what I thought, because the cost of building your own model, at least right now, I understand that you say that maybe in 5 years it will be far less expensive. I think that from the exterior place, you will be far better off leveraging, even if it's fine-tuning on your own data using OpenAI model and things like that. Yes, you have like cost incurred with it because you need to pay the API and things like that. But at first, it allows you to ship really fast and not focus on building your own TensorFlow and things like a bunch of things like that. So you can go really fast, ship a lot faster than your competition, and also with far less cost, because right now your problem isn't scale. Like you don't pay. I assume that you don't pay like 500,000 a month OpenAI to the API and stuff like that. So it's not really a problem, and it won't affect that much your pricing, you know. And you can also at first have a pricing that scale with the usability and things like that. So at the end, maybe it will be a competitive advantage, because if you create your own, you will be able to sell for less than the competition that will use this kind of API and things like that. But for now, I would say it's not the priority for you. It's more like do what you do. Like, and also that made me think about something that I think Alex or Mozi said, an example like that where someone like him, like a mini gym launch, because I don't know if you know it for everyone, but he launched like a big licensing business where he was licensing a model of doing gyms, basically, and he scaled it to like $50 million per year. And someone like he was doing a conference, and someone from the conference told him like, yeah, it's easy for you because you have a big market position, you are the big name in that place, and yeah, you have a strong brand, a whole team of people that work for you. Us, we are just four, things like that. And he told him, yes, but you need to find the advantage of your position. Know your position and use all this advantage, all the advantage that you have to be in this position. And yeah, every position have an advantage. You just need to know what it is and how to frame it, basically.
And maybe we have a question for you. Tag you currently, it's a Chrome extension. Why not a desktop app?
I think maybe extension Chrome is more easy to build and to test on the market. That's making your own desktop app. So maybe it's the answer. I don't know, maybe, but you can yeah, you're here.
Yeah, I also do think that like sharing desktops is and collaborating on a single desktop is a bit less effective than collaboration on the web directly, because everyone has his own desktop. So yeah, and the complexity of that is I don't even know if it's possible to do that. But just for the Chrome extension, it's very hard to manage to like build this tool. My friend is like a 7 years experienced software engineer, and even him found this very complex because being able to do to like inject comments box on all websites, and showing them in real time is very complex. So I think having it on desktop is weird, and in second, it's very complex to build it. It's I don't even have an idea on how it can be done. But yeah, and we wanted to do it for browser because this is where teams are the most collaborating. Like there's no one that shares his desktop with his friend. It's a bit I never saw that. So this is why we decided to go on the Chrome extension. And it's way less complex to build.
And Vicente and Martin, it's good to see you. And so, yeah, if you want to introduce you, feel free, guys.
I think they are French.
Yeah, I'm French. I will try to speak English, so it's difficult for me. So nice to meet you. I'm Vicente, Vincent. I just built Sandshort. It's my first SaaS, so I just moved in 3 months in US here, and next week I'm coming back in France. It's a nice experience. So before I have built 3 brands of e-com, 1 brand in B2B across the world, and one is the French market in CBD for menstrual pain. So I'm here, I'm in the SaaS. So nice to see you and nice to meet you, bro.
So
it's nice to meet you, man.
One of my partners told me about you, and I was discussing with one of your competitors too that told me and knew about you. You're doing a great job, guys, on your team. Yeah. Very good tool, very smooth tool, and very good execution. Very congrats, guys.
Yeah, like a dropshipper. I
exactly. Yeah.
I'm aggressive, I know, but. Right now, the MVP is good, and we will scale that and see you soon at the top. Sure.
Dropshipper are the best marketers, you know. I can talk with a lot of people from the big studies, the big school of marketing, etc. I never found the same level that dropshippers, bro.
It's just because it was my money in the ad.
Exactly.
So
no choice.
Yeah, and I have started Sandshort. And 5 months, just started with. I have 2 devs in the school, so is first SaaS too.
Okay,
let's go. It's a war.
what are your figures, bro? What is your email?
15,000 là.
Okay, 15,000. Okay.
At the start, I have too much churn, so
okay.
Right now it's good. I have do some massive marketing for the Black Friday, like e-commerce. So I have pushed 4 email per day. It was good.
Okay.
I just get 3 or 4 email.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we will discuss definitely we will discuss about churn in the next call, I think, but because this is definitely a good subject to discuss.
But Barometrics is an amazing tool for the churn.
Awesome, bro. Good to see you here. And I see like Adam is here too. I don't know if you can talk, Adam, but good to see you here also. Adam.
I am here, yes. How is everybody doing?
Good, bro.
Good. Good. That was
Good.
Yeah, I'm been a little bit busy the past couple weeks. I'm working at, I'm building a stage actually for Riot Games. Are you guys familiar with Riot Games?
I kind of have heard of them.
You guys know what League of Legends is?
Yeah.
Okay, so Riot Games. Yeah. Riot Games is the creator of League of Legends.
Okay.
And they're doing an event in Los Angeles here, and I'm helping build the stage. So it's been really busy. We've been doing a lot of electrical work. I've been working with lights and stuff. Not really software stuff the past couple weeks. So
Awesome, bro.
a little busy with that.
So building a SaaS is your side business, and you want to create your business, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, guys. So if you have one last question, maybe to ask to somebody before we close the event.
Bixton, I heard you say you use some tool called Barometrics, I think?
Yeah.
Could you send a link in the chat?
Yeah, no problem, bro.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. I want to look into that one.
Do you want the affiliate link?
Sure, yeah, of course. I'll take it.
I just give you like that. It's okay.
There's dropshippers, guys.
Yeah, the dropshipper. I get it totally.
And Harry, did you add some tool like Mixpanel or anything like that in your SaaS to already start to understand the behavior of your user?
Yeah, so far we've added Hotjar. So this takes advantage of Google Tag Manager, and it really allows you to dive deep into heat maps where users pick the most, etc. We've added Hotjar both in the application and the landing page. So yeah, good amount of valuable data in there. So far we don't have like thousands of users to make like real big sense, but so far in the landing page especially, it has been pretty useful to see like where users spend their most time, what makes them question things a bit, etc. Yeah, like I don't have like too much input to give right now. Perhaps like in the future where we see more things and we start having like hundreds of users per month, and yeah, we can really dive deep into this.
We definitely going to install more deep analytics in future when we will start working on funnels, conversion, churn, etc. I think it will come like in 2 months, and maybe we will use like Mixpanel or Amplitude connected to segment to make some ads or something like this. In my previous SaaS, a lot of the time we use Mixpanel or Amplitude. It's two very strong tools, but I really recommend if you bootstrap your tool and want to launch fast and want just to get feedbacks around like the key features, the 1 or 2 key features, like something like Hotjar, like Arisa is very cool. You can record the screen in session. You can directly identify if there's problem, if there's friction, etc. And you can put also Google Analytics if you want to analyze like some link, etc. So quite simple at the beginning of this.
Thanks for the feedback.
If I can give a tips, I just call my user.
Perfect.
In the phone, I create relation with them. I give a value on this business or content creation, like me for my part in Sendshot, and I have a lot of users on WhatsApp, so I have a little team on WhatsApp. Hey guys, what do you think that? What do you think that? Do you want that? Okay, no, next, boom.
We all do WhatsApp, and we all get like a good relationship. And it's good with the first user, but it's good to retain a good relationship with some of them. I think it's good feedback. It's not just for the first users at some point to getting feedback and get close relationship to customers.
And you, Gaetan, what do you use at Prepared?
So on our end, we have a lot of stuff, like a lot of tools. So for paid advertising, what I use the most is Iros, because like for attribution and stuff like that, it's great. Product-wise, what we do is that we have a Mixpanel in place. We also have Hotjar and I added Clarity to just discovered it because it's free and made by Microsoft, and it works a bit like Oja.
Okay.
We also have a Google Tag Manager to manage all the tags. I tried True Conversion also, that was a thing, but it was a bit clunky and not that great. So yeah, basically that's it. Like Vicente said, the best way is to like just call them. Have a live chat in place also, so people can complain fast to you that something doesn't work.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, so use Crisp or like Intercom or something like that, and have fast feedback. We started experimenting also it's more on the support side, so maybe it's not that much go to market, but we started to do Zoom, like live Zoom calls, like open room where people can connect themselves when they want, and they have someone to help them with that and like get feedback. A lot of feedback comes from the support team actually on our end. Like they would say like, yeah, that doesn't work the way I want it to work, or it doesn't work at all because we have bugs. That happens also, but at least we get a lot of feedback like that.
Awesome.
I document all in French. I want to give more in because I think all people is going in the English market. So I will stay in France, and I can begin the first, I think.
Okay, but you market your product worldwide. Like
and just need my personal brand on YouTube channel.
Okay.
So that's my strategy. All moving in the US, so I prefer staying in France because I want begin the first in France.
Yeah. And you can do some paid advertising or even TikTok influencer campaign in English to target some market share in worldwide.
It was really great to have you tonight. Thanks for coming and participating.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much.
I appreciate that.
Very happy that we see this community grow. It's very like something that we really wanted to do.
Guys,
Yes, thank you.
Ciao, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Ciao.
Thank you. Bye.
Ciao.